Alright, so this is my 1984 John Deere 1050, and I'm getting ready to be kind of done with this thing for the year, but it needs an oil change, so that's what I'm going to do right now. And then I'm probably just going to power wash it off and clean it up because it hasn't been cleaned in a while. So let's get to it. Well, classic. Glad I didn't take the oil out of the machine, but I have the wrong filter. So I guess I was in a hurry when I bought these on Amazon, but there ain't no way that is going to fit on that. So yeah, I must have just ordered the wrong one. So I'm going to go wash it off though, clean it. And then the next time you see this video, guys, I'll have the correct filter and be able to change the oil. So. classic. None of these zerks take any grease. Guess we'll be replacing these. Yeah, not one of them takes grease. Awesome. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so I don't think it's the actual fitting. I think it's my grease gun is getting wore out. I can push those in. There's no rust on them, there's no dirt on them. I took this one over here out, and I did have some. I put a different one in, did the same thing. So I think the end of my gun is wore out. Believe me, this gun is old. It was my dad's gun, so the thing's probably 20 plus years old. I think the end might just be wore out. Because I know some fittings take grease. The other thing is it doesn't let go very well. You know, yesterday I was having trouble with it letting go on that other machine. So I worked really hard. I got some grease in each one. I feel pretty confident. I took them out and you can see grease in there. It's not oozing, but it'll be good enough for now. And then I'll put the cover on now. I went and got some new hardware. So I got some new washers and bolts for these. Try to hold this on here a little better than just with nuts. Do that. Actually, I'm just going to do that. That needs to be adjusted. This one on this side was bent. It's still bent a little bit. I think the other thing is, I put these washers on here. I need to get these to go down a little bit more. They'll move. Oh yeah, barely. Go down 2 times and see what that does. Oh goodness, I'm gonna break it off. Okay, that one's been welded on again. Okay, I don't want to tear that. We'll just maybe put washers on this side. Get to those grease fittings. On this side, I'm going to put a lock washer as soon as I can. All right, good enough. Let's see if I can take this in the garage and maybe see if I can get it propped up and get underneath there and try to get those blades off. Sharpen those real quick. Just caught this guy walking on the ground. I always forget what these guys mean. Does all black coat mean bad winter, good winter? When they're striped, does it mean? I know there's always kind of some wives' tales out there about how these guys look versus how the winter's going to be. And so this one's all black. Put it back on the ground and let him walk away. What's funny about that little woolly worm is he would not move, I felt like. And then I put the camera on him, walk away, what it feels like 5 minutes. And I come back and he is gone. I mean, absolutely gone. And then I look at the footage and holy cow, he's fast. Once he got moving, he wasn't messing around. So in the he was doing that, I was doing this. So I've got this thing set up about as sketchy as possible. No, I do not plan on getting under that. just trying to get the blades free, and I'm going to hopefully be able to do that from kind of outside the reach of this thing. So I tried it first. I don't know when the last time these were off. I bought this used. I've never taken them off. And so I've tried. I've got a bar on that. I've got to figure out a way to get this to stop spinning so that I can put a longer extension on my pry bar, because right now I'm just kind of breaking my knuckles and I'm fighting it too much. So I'm going to sit here and think about it for a little bit. I got to get this blade to stop moving. Might take that cover off the top again and see if I can do it from up top. So I'll get some ideas together, then I'll turn the camera back on. All right, new plan. There is a nut on top of this that is super loose. This is all got grease on it. I guess that's why it's loose still versus being underneath where it's all rusty. And so I think if I take this off, that cartridge bearing, or whatever you want to call it, should just fall out. And I can deal with getting that other nut off on the other side, or I can just leave it on. So I think I have to get this belt off. Without pinching my fingers. Ugh. Okay. A little tap maybe. No. I really thought that would slide out. And maybe it will with a little bit of persuasion. This is kind of in the way on this one. Let's take another one off. Yeah, these nuts definitely are loose, which is not loose, but not super tight. So good. Put that back on there. Use those. This thing's gonna fall. It's gonna go all over the place. Make sure this is fitting this down, so I do hit on this a little bit. Worst case happens is I beat up the dessert fitting. I would prefer to have a hammer to hit on that. Actually, I have this is nice and heavy on control maybe. Let's try this. That was definitely not moving. I mean, I can see that key down in there for this pulley. I'm definitely destroying that fitting. I guess let me get some PB blasters and then put it in there. All right, well, after all that, getting the flashlight out and look underneath there, I don't actually now think that there's a direct link. I have a tractor that's like an old wheel horse, that's just like a cartridge that goes all the way through. But this one's more of a bearing assembly, so that doesn't go through. So I think I'm wrong on that. So that's a waste of time. I gotta have to get it from underneath. Now I still think I could maybe possibly hold it from up here. I'm surprised they don't put like a pinhole right there that you could drop like a screwdriver handle through and keep this thing from turning. But if there is one, it is clogged with dirt, but I'm gonna check. Gosh, that would be nice if there was like a way to lock that shaft from up here. I wonder if there's any way that it's possibly reverse thread, meaning that when this gets tighter, the bottom gets looser, meaning I could hold it here. Let me think about that. Okay, so that would mean this needs to go this way, and that needs to go that way. But I think this takes it off. Yeah, that takes it off, so that's not right. Use that to put it on. Gosh. Okay. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to figure out a way to jam it up from down below. All right, drove to the neighbor's house. Got what I hope is the right tool, so we'll see. That is rounding off. Oh, that stinks. That is definitely the right size. I think I might have screwed it up doing it before like that. Let's try a different one. Okay, I'm gonna try that one over there. That one's gonna be a pain. Oh my goodness, that is hard. Okay. Wow, that is a fight. Well, that just turned a little project into a big project. I guess that's why these were so difficult. That stinks. Got the blade off. Well, before I ruin another bearing, I might try to get these up here off and take the whole assembly so I can do this up on the bench. That might be easier. I guess I'll work on this one, see if I can get this one off so I know how they work. Well, this is one of those you live and you learn. I said it earlier, they're reverse thread. So they come right off. I figured that out by snapping that one off and looking at it. But yeah, they come right off when you do it the right way. So now I have to figure out how to get this assembly apart. So I've got the top off. I'll pound it out of there. I think I'll be able to get that bolt out of there. Now that I know which direction it's going, I'll have to weld something on, but I'll figure it out. All right, I got it out and up on the bench. A couple of different options, I guess, of how to get that out of there. None of which I can do here, I don't think, but I'm gonna have to get a drill press if I'm gonna drill it and easy out it, or pull it with a bolt or something, or I take it and weld a little stud on it and then get it out with that. That's probably even faster. So I will videotape this as I go, but I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm gonna start grinding on these blades, which, by the way, I did all this and the blades really, I mean, they're not sharp, but gosh, they don't look like they've ever even been sharpened. So I'll sharpen these here on the bench and then at least get two of them back together, and I'll just be working on that third one. So it was before I was saying I thought that was like a cartridge. Obviously it's a big wheel hub or a big bearing assembly. When I was beating that down trying to get it out, yeah, it makes sense now that I see it in my hand. All right, now it's like opposite day. Now I'm walking along and there's a perfectly blonde one. Check that out. They are out in full force today. I don't know if I've ever seen a perfectly blonde one. It's like an albino. It's got a little bit of dark on it, but that's wild. Figure I'll give this a go. I don't really have great drill bits or a great setup, but I just want to see how hard or soft this is. I'm going to test it on the broken piece. Chips are flying for sure, so. Oh yeah. I think that's going to be the method, is drill it, tap it, put a bolt in it, and if I put a regular threaded bolt in, then as it gets tight, it should want to pull that thing out. So that should be a pretty easy setup to do. Let me see if I can get this in this little bitty vise. Just give it a whirl, at least trying to. I don't know how wide this goes. This might not get in here. Come on, baby. It's not awful. See if I can get this right in the middle. What I don't want to have happen, these are cheap little drill bits. I don't want to get this thing down in there and then break it off. I'm just going to try to go as slow and easy as possible. Oh yeah, it's definitely going. I'll probably have to go up another 1 or 2 more drill sizes. I'll try to get as big a bolt in there as I can. would be nice is a little bit of oil. Better than nothing. That's cutting a lot better with that PB blaster on there. I kind of wonder how far. Yeah, I'm only got not even an eighth yet. I don't know how long this is though. Where's the other? Oh, I guess so I don't know if you can see that. I can go down about a good ½ inch before I would come out the other side, so plenty of room still. Quarter inch, halfway there. Huh, that's weird. I don't know if that just developed, but there's like a little cushion now. Maybe that's how that's supposed to be, I don't know, but I haven't really done anything. Wow, that's getting pretty deep now. Ooh, it's hot. All right, let's check that, see how deep that is. I would say that's definitely getting close to a 1/2 inch. Let's see what I measure, so I can measure this real scientifically. Okay. Oh gosh, that's perfect. I'm not gonna go any further. That's perfect. Let's go to the next size up. Obviously this is gonna go a lot faster. Actually gonna probably jump. That was 1/8. No, yeah, that was 1/8, and I'm gonna go to 5/32. See how this looks in there. Should probably had that on 2, not, or on 1, not 2. Ooh, this could actually just pull it out. That already got all the way in there? No, it was close. Yeah, that went through really quick. Okay. I don't know. I think I'm going to go up 1 or 2 more sizes. I do not have a tap here. Ultimately, I'll have to go to the exact size of the tap, but I'm not even close to where I want to be. I don't want to put a bolt in there that's not strong enough to get it out. Spray myself in the face. This is getting down to that same spot very quickly. Doesn't take much to get the next level off there. This is like a fishing line or something wrapped around this spool. Finally broke free. Yeah, it's like, I don't know what that is. There's definitely a little bit of a bounce in that. Okay, well, I think I'm at the point where I need to get a tap, which I don't have here right now. I don't think. I'll go search around, but if not, I'll come back when I get a tap. Okay, my phone battery is dying, so I didn't really record this, but wasn't all that exciting anyways. I drilled it, tapped it, and I was about, I don't know, 3/4 of the way where I could thread this in, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go a little further, and I broke the tap off, which is kind of what I thought could happen, or I would have broken this, bolt when I tried to get it out. So next step is weld this on and try to get it out with that. So I'm going to move on from that. I don't have a welder here, so I'm going to move on. When I went to the store and got that bolt and the tap to try that, I got my new filter. So I'm going to do the oil change now and then sharpen these blades. Pretty much I'll be able to button this up, except for that one spindle, but that's not a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and start changing this oil. All right, all changed out. I'm gonna fire this thing up and then check it again. And if you notice, I almost overflowed that pan. That would have been a disaster. Luckily it slowed down and I rocked back in right at the time, but it was very difficult to dump that being as full as it was. I think this is going to be a touch low based on what came out of it. I didn't look it up before I started this process to see where it should be at, but that's my guess. I've got, I think, 7 quarts in it right now, and I think I took out about 7.5, maybe 8. So I'm guessing this is going to be a quart low. But actually it looks pretty good. I'm going to leave it where it's at. I might have just been a little overfull. So I got the 2 blades back on. Third blade, obviously, I'm gonna have to deal with that spindle. So I'm gonna have to do that at a different time. They're starting to get long and I'm just gonna kind of wrap it up with this. So yeah, I feel like this project's mostly completed. I just gotta get that last little spindle on. All right, well, it's about a week later, and I've got the spindle assembly back. So this is not the same one. This is actually a new one. So I messed with the other one trying to get that nut out of there for a very short time before I just said, I wonder how much these things cost. And to be quite honest, they're not that expensive. So my time is pretty valuable. And so then I made the choice just to buy a new one. Because on the old one, not only did I need to get it out, but I needed to find this left-handed threaded bolt, which I was having a tough time finding that as well. I spent like an hour driving around to different stores and no one in town had it. So it was definitely going to be an internet purchase. And I was afraid I'm going to order it and it wasn't going to be right. So this seemed like the more for sure option. Get a new one. It actually might be a rebuilt one. I don't even know. and just put it back together. So I think, let's see what this looks like. Yeah, this pulley's a little bigger. So I'm going to get this off of here, put this pulley on here, and then reassemble this thing, and then I'm going to go out and test it. I'm kind of curious to how it cuts with the new sharpened blades. So I'd like to get all that done. So, yep, I'll put this kind of on. I'm going to move you guys closer, kind of put this on fast forward so you can see this happen. And then we'll get to it. All right, well, we'll go see how this thing's cutting. I'm going to try to cut the steel before the sun goes down. So this was already cut maybe, I don't know, 2 months ago. It's not very thick, so this little finish mower should be okay. Even though it looks tall, it's not very thick. So set the camera up and go to town. All right, guys. Well, I think that does it for this video on the old John Deere 1050. I use this tractor a lot, so I'll do a lot of other videos. It's an old tractor, so it constantly needs something either repaired or added to it. So, I'm sure I'll have other videos with it. So it's a good piece of equipment for me, and I really like using it. So, again, my name is Doug. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, do all those things. And remember, never stop moving. See ya.